this is a barbecue chocolate. It looks like intestine of chicken.
How do you figure that?
Huh?
How do you figure that?
Because a Filipino just love to eat an intestines. Chicken intestines called chicharon. Or if or other chicharon bulaklak means intestine. What?
Chicharon bulaklak.
Chicharon. Hello guys, good morning because our time is 9:20 in the morning and today is June 21, 2019. And anyway guys, we are here in the parking lot and this is an outside of the VNA hospital. Because I'm going to the city. It's a Pittspurgh, so we're going to get rice and other stuff from the Asian store, and also we're going to the salon area. So I don't know what they're doing in there, but of course we will see later. So, and also guys, we're going to somewhere, one of the hardware in the city, so we can get a lid for our bucket container, so to use for storage like a food, for example the rice. So that's why we need, that's why we're going to the city, because they don't have an available lid for the storage container. So because we store some of our rice, just the goals guys is gonna have 20 bags of rice for this year. So anyway, we planted rice and corn, but it's little only, it's not much because we're started, and those seeds we get that from online, so of course there is a limit. It's not a lot, so that's why we tried to store some other food, so for emergency. So I know it's not a lot of people just did like just storage like trying to store a food, but if you're asking guys why I did or why I'm doing this to store foods just for emergency, so we don't know exactly what is in the future or just later, so it's better you are ready. But anyway, I'm not I'm not a suggest to the people to do a story, just store up foods or just serve or reserve for the emergencies. But for me, this is me guys, I wanted to be prepared, and especially just like what I did, like for example, if I'm going to somewhere, so like today we're going to the city only, so it takes like 2 hours to drive from the home, so that's it's just like 90 miles away. But I have clothes, I have of course we have our we have a card, because usually now we're using a card to buy by the online, just to buy from the stores, something like that. So but I just prepared some cash in my pocket or some in my bag, and I have my extra clothes. If you're asking, I have a 2 jacket in my bag. So yeah, and there is a jacket for this is a jacket in here, is the other one something of purple, it's if raining something, and there is the one that I can use for for example, if I can go like not for walking or just only like for for if you need it. So if you have a space, for example, in a car, and if you have a space, or especially if you have a car, so it's better you can bring stuff that you need for like for example, like you have a food, and just like the car. So I just brought drinks, I have a soda, I have a cola, and anyway, it's not that only I have a coffee in here, is that because I'm a fan of a coffee co, and I know and this is our coffee, it's a coffee co from the Philippines that I ordered by the online, to the online guys, because we don't have a coffee co in here. But because I don't like the coffee, anyway, I don't like much. I tried the coffee in here, but it's not my it's not the kind of coffee that I want or I like a black coffee though. So, and also I have this, and this is not a coffee guys. Anyway, this inside of this cup is not a coffee, it's a hot chocolate, so I prepared before we leave in the house. So still a hot, so in case but anyway, I started drink for that because I like to have something warm, so that's it. And it's not of that only, so I have only some other stuff, medicine, and you have food, you have some other, and then if you have a car, you can bring some other tools for your car, something like that. So how that's I prepared, so, and it's not only that, I think I have some other stuff in there. Anyway, I don't have I don't have a blanket in this in this car, but there is it's called like a sleeping bed, and also there is a hammock in the back of this car. So it's better you can prepare than sorry. So that's what I just, even when I was in the Philippines, when I traveled, even one day I always brought some other things, even for one day only. So my bag, I have my always an extras, you know, especially clothes also. And also I just always brought some like a shampoo, you know, for I have travel. But here yeah, I put on some, and there is a bags in there in the back, and there is you know, I have my, I just wear my, I don't know what kind of shoes is this, but it's like a what's called it's just for summer shoes. But I brought a slipper, I have a slipper in here, and I just brought also for walking shoes, so for in case I need it. So because there is a space at the back, so I don't have problem to bring some other stuff. So yeah, that's it. So okay, all I can see only, so it's better you can brought some other stuff if you can, you know, like even you're not going anywhere or somewhere, but you're, you know, me, I just always brought some other stuff even I don't need it. And today guys, I brought also a rice with what you call the rice with adobo, chicken adobo, if you know that. And I know a Filipino or a nation, especially a Filipino, just know about what is an adobo. Yeah, I put a chicken adobo and what you call a rice. So but anyway, I use brown rice today. So and also I just you know, just call the, anyway guys, I just brought also a bread and with cheese and salami. I don't know how crazy I am. Maybe I'm gonna show it's here in the back. Ouch, it's too heavy. And this is our lunch bags. We have a cola and have a water, and I have anything in here. And there is also a vegetables. There is a carrots, a slice of carrots, and there is also a slice of celery and an apple in there. So anyway, the celery guys is a good for the heart and also for the blood. It's really heavy lunch, you know, it's just called like a lunch, and I know we can eat in the store, but sometimes guys, if our, you know, I'm just tired to do and going to the store, especially if I'm really hungry and I cannot wait for the order, you know. So so that's why I just went like, oh, I just grab only my food at the back of this car. Anyway, we have what you call like a box to like what you call that, like a collar. But I don't put the collar because it's not, you know, it's not sunny, it's not too warm now, and that's only a simple lunch. I know it's not lunch, it's a food that and with drinks, so I'm sure that will be okay. So that's why we don't have a collar at the back. There is a lot of people outside guys because it's working days, and today is a Friday. So yeah, that's how I prepared when I traveled. If you see in outside, that's one of the Allegheny, what's it called? Just an airplane for the Allegheny hospital, I think. And that's, this is of the NA hospital. This is one of the office for the Wellington Hospital Medical Center. And in the back of this area, that area under guys, there is that's really the hospital. Anyway, this building in here is like you know, like admins or like an office, you know, it's just an office building. So but anyway, I'm gonna, you know, I'm just showing only the plane. So this plane, that plane, I mean, it's a plane of Allegheny. I don't know if they're flying now or not. I don't know what it is that the damage or patient maybe?
Yeah, if somebody's in a car accident usually, or rushing somebody from one hospital to another.
Oh, look at that guy. It's so very social, this hospital. They're using a plane to pick up a patient.
Well, it's because we live in a rural area and there's like bad roads, so the ambulance can't get there quickly enough.
Okay, let's go. We're gonna now.
Yeah, see if I can get out of here safely.
Okay, we started to fly going in the Pittspurgh. Oops, and that's the hospital in there. Emergency order or order? Oh, what? Urgent care. Can you read? Can you practice the reading?
See, look, they just dropped off. That's who they dropped off. Right
What?
there. That's the ambulance. Check it out.
Oh, read it.
That's the person they just dropped off.
Oh, so that's from the plane?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the ambulance from the airplane, huh?
Actually, they just delivered the person to the ambulance or to the helicopter.
Oh, that's so very cool, huh? Hopefully in the Philippines just have like that.
He's taking them probably to Pittspurgh hospital.
So very quick now.
Yeah, he's gonna be there before we.
Of course, yeah. It will be traveled for like 20 minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah, they went that way.
Or 15 minutes, something like that. You know, that's a good because if there is like a severe critical condition, so
It saves lives.
yeah, still. So at least it's not like like the other situation they're using an ambulance and then it's a traffic and then so it's dead in the ambulance. If they're like,
well, it's also the fact that they've got more and better doctors in Pittsburgh. Like they've got specialized doctors, surgeons, and things like that that they don't have here.
okay.
So for whatever reason, that person was sent to the hospital in Pittsburgh. There would be a better doctor, a specialized doctor, or surgeon.
Yeah,
whatever.
of course. It's a city, and this is a town only. And look at that. So I'm just showing the town. The town is like it's a lungsod in the Philippines. I don't know if there is it, but anyways, lungsod or bayan in Tagalog. Lungsod means Bisaya, I think. Town, yeah, it's a town. This is part of. This is only a town, please. And of course, Pittsburgh is a city. It's a big city compared to the other cities of Pennsylvania, I think.
What, Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's two big cities are, Pennsylvania's two big cities are Pittsburgh and Philadelphia.
And now guys, we are done for her in the Asian store. In that Oriental market, this is the Asian store in there and this is the view. You already get the food. And that's a rice, a brown rice. And you get some on here. Yeah, we have a boy bowing from the Philippines. And we have that's what we get from the store today. And we're going Lowe's and Home Depot to get what you call a lid for the storage bucket. And now guys, we are here in the shopping area. It's called Caves. Anyway, it's the Caves for the Pittsburgh, and this is an underwear part. So we're looking underwear, of course. So the price is not bad, and our price so I chose some on the underwears. So it's $3 for $5, so it's not so bad. And where is that? Come on. This one is $3 for $5.99. So anyway, I'll get this. So I'm going to the t-shirt, dress, and a short area.
Tell us about yourself.
Yeah. Is that a camera?
Yeah. Tell us about yourself.
Right? Oh man.
You're turning red.
Matches my shirt.
Almost.
And now we're done in the, you know, we're in outside of called in the mall, and I got only what you called, I just get only something underwears, and I get this from the Asian store. It's, I don't know what it's called is. It's called Pocky chocolate or pocket chocolate, almond crust. Anyway, I call this a barbecue chocolate. I don't know exactly, but it tastes good. I think this is good if something frozen or in the from the freezer, but it's so sunny and it's too warm in the car, so it's little, you know, it's not a crispy. And before we're going home, maybe we can eat dinner. Our time now is around, it's almost 3 in the afternoon.
Nothing? A little bit of chocolate
Okay.
almonds?
No, this is a barbecue chocolate. It looks like intestine of chicken.
How do you figure that?
Huh?
How do you figure that?
Because a Filipino just love to eat an intestines. Chicken intestines called chicharon.
Chicharon.
Or if or other chicharon bulaklak means
Chicharon
intestine.
glop glop.
What?
Chicharon glop glop.
Chicharon bulaklak means
Glop glop.
yeah.
Glop.
Chicharon bulaklak is a
Bulaklak?
chicharon intestine from the pigs, and that is very expensive in the Philippines. And you know that. If you are Asians, look at this. It's a barbecue. It's a chocolate barbecue from Asian store. Wow, it's a dinner. Ribs barbecue. And this is my dinner. I cooked that all meat for my dinner. Chill.